Welcome back to Business on 570 News Radio, powered by Cowan Insurance Group. And it just seems like a few minutes ago, Lindsay, that we started this series, and here we are at the end. Joining us once again is Lindsay Reid, and she is a pension and retirement consultant with Cowan Benefits Ltd. Welcome back, Lindsay.
Thank you so much.
The human side of group retirement plans and what employees really care about. That's interesting. We've seen, I guess, all we've seen really is someone joins a company. This is like really, really simple stuff. So somebody joins a company, they sign up for the plan, and then I guess nobody really pays attention to it until all of a sudden you're a few months away from your retirement. And then you say, "Oh yeah, I did participate in a pension plan." Nobody really kind of pays attention to it, but it's becoming more and more important in everybody's lives.
Yeah, it's very common for someone to kind of, sign up and then forget about it. And it's not because people don't care. It's just that life happens, when you're juggling bills, trying to stay on top of work, maybe raising kids, dealing with rent or a mortgage or paying off loans, planning for retirement in 30 or 40 years, that can easily take a backseat. Plus, I think the language around these plans can be pretty intimidating. If the paperwork or the website is loaded with terms like asset allocation or target date fund, most people are going to check out before they even finish the first paragraph of what they're reading. They're
Mm.
afraid of getting it wrong, so they don't touch it at all. It's kind of like, um, I know I have one, that drawer in your kitchen full of cords. You should deal with it, but it's just easier to shut and turn a blind eye.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to explain things clearly in plain English. Visuals help, real life examples help even more, like showing someone that by contributing just a little more now, they could shave a couple years off their retirement age or have more flexibility later. I think that hits harder than talking about compounding interest in theory. And
Mhm.
this is also where working with a retirement consultant can make a real difference. A good consulting partner helps simplify the messaging, build an education strategy that resonates with employees, keeps the plan front of mind with ongoing engagement, not just during enrollment. When communication is tailored and consistent, employees are much more likely to actually use the benefit and stay connected to
Mhm.
it. So, yeah, people forget about their retirement plan not because they don't care, but because no one's made it maybe feel approachable or relevant or worth their attention in the moment. You change
Mhm.
that, and engagement goes way up.
Okay, then speaking about that, Lindsay,
Hmm.
what moves that needle? What changes that? Because,
Yeah.
quite frankly, when I hear that the Dow Jones is taking a deep dive or the TSX is taking a deep dive, that doesn't move the needle for me. That makes me run and hide and not look at anything. So, what does move the needle to keep people's interest? Because you know what? My interest should be at a peak level when those stock markets are going down.
Yes.
I should be really focused and have some attention on what's going on. So what is the needle mover when it comes to getting people engaged and paying attention?
Honestly, it's all about relevance and timing. You can throw all the facts and figures you want at someone, but if it doesn't connect to their life right now, it usually goes in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
That's why personalizing that message is key. If someone hears, if you bump your contributions by just 1%, you could retire 2 years earlier. Suddenly, it's not abstract, it's real. That small change has a tangible reward. And I think that kind of clarity really sticks. Timing also plays a huge role. People tend to tune in during key life moments like, turning 30, turning 40, getting married, having a kid, buying a house. Even during, like you said, Greg, economic uncertainty, when money's top of mind, catch people when they're already thinking about their finances,
Mm.
and you've got a much better shot at helping them take action. So, yeah, bottom line, make it personal, make it timely, keep the conversation human. That's what gets people leaning in instead of kind of tuning out.
My financial advisor always says, "Hey, you know what? Don't worry about the stock market going up and down. That's what the stock market
Yep,
does."
that's
And
right.
and not to and you can almost time it at particular times of year. But what it has done, I think, over the last and you've probably seen this, is the more people pay attention to that kind of stuff and kind of follow the ebb and flow of the stock market, the more engaged they are. So the more thinking they are about their program and
Yep.
what they're investing in. Um, as the plan, if you're a plan sponsor, how do you make the whole experience better? Because In the very beginning, Lindsay, I'll have to be honest with you, when the stock market did go down and I look at my portfolio and see how much that cost me,
Hmm.
it was not a happy day.
Yeah.
And you worry,
Yeah.
especially as you get older, you start to worry more about that. So how do you make it better for people more, which really keeps them more engaged right along
Yeah.
the way? And that's what you need.
Yeah, that's a great question. And honestly, it starts with empathy. Most people don't wake up excited to think about retirement savings. So if you are the one offering the plan, the best thing you can do is make the whole experience feel welcoming, simple, human, encourage questions, create a culture where no question is too small or too silly. I think if employees feel like they can ask anything without judgment, they're way more likely to engage. And to expand on that, when it comes to support, offer it in different formats. Not everybody wants to sit through a long presentation or read a 20-page guide. Some people prefer small videos, others like one on one conversations. A lot of people want to sit quietly, read a few helpful FAQs when it works for them. I think
Mhm.
giving them options makes the plan accessible, less intimidating. And again, this is where we can really help support that as retirement and pension consultants. We can help create simple, relatable messaging, map out a support strategy that works for your team, provide resources that make the plan feel less like a financial puzzle, more like a real life benefit. At the end of the day, people are more likely to use and appreciate their retirement plan when it feels like something for them and not at them. So make it
Mhm.
clear, make it flexible, and make it human.
Oh, that's awesome. Sadly, we're gonna have to leave it there, Lindsay. But for any and all questions that our listeners might have, of course, after this series, I'm quite sure Lindsay would be willing to take your call and give some excellent advice. So thanks, Lindsay, for joining us these last couple of weeks.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. It's been awesome.
Yeah, it's Lindsay Reid. She is a pension and retirement consultant with Cowan Benefits Limited. And I know if we don't have her back very, very soon, it's our mistake. So we will have you back soon, Lindsay. Thanks very much.
Thank you.